Hi, guys. Welcome to the InEarthgie Show. I am your host, Chi Smith. Welcome to another Tuesday, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so happy to see you. Let us know, drop in the comments where you are tuning in from. We're just so blessed to see you guys yet another Tuesday. So let's get this party started. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am Chi Smith. Welcome to the InEarthgie Show. I am so happy for you guys to be here. Again, drop in the comment section where you are in the country. We are just such for allowing the InEarthgie team, i.e. Chi Smith here, to be able to share every single Tuesday, 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern, to share some well-balanced information to help you with your overall well-being, and not only just for you, but for other people, and then what? For others to help other people. So thank you so much, guys. Let's get started with tonight's show. You guys know what it is. Hey guys, we are back. We are back. We are back. Listen, there was a bit of a snafu there, looks like. But guess what? Nevertheless, we are here. We are live and we are here to bring you a well balanced lifestyle. Listen, if you just entered in, welcome to the InEarthgie Show. I am your host, Chi Smith. I'm your wellness care coach every single Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern. Here we learn about how to create and live a well balanced lifestyle. What does that mean? That means for us first, right? For us first, and then we are to learn it for ourselves. We are to give it to others, and then we are to allow others to give it to others. Therefore, it creates what? A domino effect. So you guys know for sure we absolutely love to learn here at the InEarthgie Show. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is Absolutely, absolutely. Go get your pen and your paper because we love to learn here. Why? Why do we love to learn? Because guess what? Words have power. And if we don't understand necessarily what words mean, we can say things and not know if we are giving life to it and or if we are giving it death or speaking death to it. So we are on a 6-week program. That's right, guys. A free 6-week program. Guys, this here is what people pay for. Okay, people pay for them because we love you so much here at the BBC TV family via Facebook as well as InEarthgie TV on YouTube. We love to share information because we have to believe that when, again, you get it for yourself, you can give it to others and then you can allow others to give it to others. Now, let's start by saying this. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. You guys see it running down here. That's no joke. Okay, we want to absolutely bring awareness to domestic violence because guess what? Domestic violence doesn't have a gender, it doesn't have an ethnic group, it doesn't have a particular religion background. That's no joke. Okay, we want to absolutely bring awareness to domestic violence because so what we want to do is make sure that we are raising awareness. We are raising awareness, guys, to individuals, okay, that are absolutely positively experiencing domestic violence. Man or woman, girl or boy, child or adult, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So we want to make sure that we are raising awareness. So hopefully we will have a number of organizations, for-profit, nonprofits that are willing to come onto the InEarthgie show to share some information as to what they are doing in the community to raise domestic violence awareness. Many of us know about it. What is it saying? If you see something, say something. But a lot of times we're not saying anything, guys. Okay? We're not saying anything. And we understand some of these processes. All right? But what we want to do is take the time out to acknowledge that domestic violence is absolutely real and people have indeed experienced it. And our heart and our prayers goes out to families who have suffered this unfortunate experience. So we want to make sure that we are bringing awareness to Domestic Violence Month. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Now, guys, again, let us know where you're tuning in from. We are here every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m., 7:30 p.m. Eastern, every Tuesday to bring you information. Now, every week starting last week, we have began a 6-week program. That's right, a 6-week free program to you every single week. People pay for this program, okay? And we are talking about a healthy relationship. Healthy relationship, 6 steps to a healthy relationship. Now, last week, if you missed it, go watch the replay. But we talked about accountability. Oh boy, yeah, accountability. Yeah, accountability. What does that mean? Achieving the desired results. You want to make sure that no matter if it is in regards to business, you having a significant other, a manager versus to employee relationship, and or a parent to child relationship, that these relationships are healthy. Why? Because it improves our feelings of security. Okay? Yeah. It affects both our mental and our physical health. We need relationships. Now, listen, I understand some people are out there on an island to their own and they may be absolutely thriving. However, do understand that there are a number of individuals who thrive having peer-to-peer interaction, person-to-person interaction. You have to know how to obtain and then sustain and maintain healthy relationships. So last week we talked about accountability, achieving the desired result, producing the intended result out of any relationship over a consistent period of time. Admitting your mistakes, we talked about that last week. Again, go back and catch the replay. We also talked about accepting responsibility for your behaviors. Yeah, that's often challenging for us. How do you accept responsibility for your behaviors? That helps create accountability. Also, how do you accept responsibility for your attitude? Yeah. Sometimes attitude is a nonverbal way of communicating. Well, how do you necessarily address that? Okay. So, we also talked about how to accept responsibility over your values, your belief systems, right? You guys hear us say it week over week. People do what they do because they believe what they believe. So let us understand others' value system as well as our own so that we can take accountability to create that healthy ecosystem, that healthy relationship. Okay? All right. So tonight, guys, tonight we are going to talk about week 2 and step 2. Week 2 and step 2, safety. Yeah, safety, guys. Safety. Now, what are you saying, Chi? Well, what I'm saying is you have to feel safe in a relationship. Good evening, Sister Glenda. Glad to have you. We have to feel safe in a relationship. Not only do we have to have accountability, but we have to have safety. Now, let's kind of recap a little bit. Why are healthy relationships important? Because again, it improves our overall feeling of security. When we're in a healthy relationship, we don't have to worry about anything because it's all positive, no negatives, right? We talked about that last week. So, all positive, no negatives. It also affects our mental and physical health. Having a healthy relationship creates more health in other areas of our life, mental and physical, absolutely. Health benefits of relationship plays an important part of our mental health. Again, whether it's business, right? Partners in a business, partnerships, whether it is significant others, whether it is manager to employee, and or the biggest of them all, parent to child or child to parent. We have to create these healthy relationships. We are in a society right now, guys, that people are counseling people left and right. We counseling parents. Not only are we counseling friends or so-called friends or our associates or whoever was in our tribe, we are counseling parents. People are throwing whole parents away. No, no. We have to understand, how did the relationship get to where it was? You got to do the work. And it has been found that we would want to identify the problem, but when it's time for work, we don't want to work. See, like when you go to a job, you got to put in work, you got to put in hours. And oftentimes after you get off work, what is it? You're tired. You want to lay down, right? You don't want to necessarily talk to anybody. You don't want to entertain anyone for the evening. You want to go home. You want to get a nice meal. You want to shower and you want to go to bed. Why? Because it's work. You have work today. You put in some hours today. So it is when you are working on yourself. So it is when you are working on a healthy relationship. Not only just a relationship, but a healthy one. A healthy relationship requires work. It just does. It just does. And it is often found that people want a microwavable solution without putting in the work. See, it tells us in the good book that the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. See, there's a lot of harvest out there. It's a lot of goodness out there, but we don't want to labor for it. We don't want to work for it. We don't want to put in the elbow grease for it. We don't want to get dirty for it. But if it's worth something to you, is it worth something to you? And if it is, how much are you willing to put in the work? How tired will you be willing to be if it's going to profit a healthy relationship? Guys, if you just tuned in, thank you for welcome to the Inner Chi Show. I am your host, Chi Smith, and here we are talking about 6 steps to a healthy relationship. Last week we covered accountability. This week we're talking about safety. Safety. What is safety? If you haven't grabbed your pen, your pencil, your pad, go grab that right now, because here at the Energy Show, we love to learn. Why? Because we understand that there is power in words, and there is power and life in the tongue. The things that we say, we can either speak life or we can speak death. What will you choose? We choose life here at the Energy Show. Why? Because it covers your overall well being. The Energy Show wants you to be whole, because you were already made whole before you even came into this universe. You were already made whole. It was life experiences that took a little bit here, took a little bit there, took a little bit here, that molded your whole value system, that molded your whole belief system. But you were made whole immediately when you came into this universe. So wholeness is what you shall remain, as long as you tune in here every week to find out how to remain whole. You may say, Chi, I'm already whole. Kudos to you. Good job. I'm proud of you. But let's keep it going, because life will happen. Life happens to Chi. Life has happened to Chi. Even while Chi is giving you guys all the wonderful goodness on Tuesday nights, life is happening. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker. You have to remain whole, because as long as you remember your purpose in being here, the intended purpose, and please, please, please go back and watch the replay, because last week we gave some wonderful nuggets. We dropped some wonderful gems about how not only to be accountable, but how to be whole. Yeah. This whole thing every Tuesday night is about being whole. Because maybe you have walking off the beacon path. Maybe you have lost your way and you're trying to find your way back. Maybe certain relationships, partnerships, business relationships haven't always been what it is. And or you may be experiencing some, difficulties. How do you navigate that? How do you navigate that? Being a wellness care coach is about your overall well-being. And so is tonight's message or topic, if you will. Safety. When you are creating healthy relationships, you have to know that safety is very pivotal to any relationships you are creating, whether it's business, manager to employee, parent to child to parent, and or a significant other. So let's talk about it. What is safety? Being protected from danger, risk, or injury. See, as you are creating these various relationships, you have to understand and you have to have conversations about the intent of the exchange that is going to constantly happen. As we found out last week regarding accountability, it is achieving the desired result, but not only achieving the desired result, but it has to be a consistent improvement over time. Consistent improvement over time. So if I am consistently improving a relationship over time with someone, shouldn't I know that I am not in danger? Shouldn't I know that I am not at risk? Shouldn't I know that there is not going to be any sort of injury that comes my way? The people want to know. The people want to know. Guys, like and share, please. Because we are talking about healthy relationships, and oftentimes we are told to create a relationship, but we're not taught how to create the relationships. Listen, I heard it. Go get a man. Go get you a man out there. Make sure you take care of you and them children. Make sure they can provide. And that's from a feminine perspective. From the masculine perspective, go get you a wife. Provide for her. Take care of her. Protect her. But it's the little intricate details that we don't necessarily talk about. As we are going through these relationships and finding out what is healthy for us and what we should maintain, entertain, obtain, sustain. Relationships are important. But here's another kicker. What's the relationship with yourself? Can you trust you with you? Wow. Wow. Can you trust you with you? Can you ensure that there will not be any risk dealing with yourself? Can you ensure that you will not injure yourself? Can you ensure that you will not put yourself in harm's way, in danger? See, we talked about this last week. You got to go back and recap the first step because that set the foundation for healthy relationships. Many of you may not even know that you have to be accountable for yourself. You have to understand your divine purpose in being here on this thing called Earth. And you have to understand what the desired end is and your divine purpose in being here. And admitting any mistakes along the way and or accepting responsibility for how you have handled yourself, behavior, attitude, values. But we're talking about safety tonight, guys. Safety. When you are creating a healthy relationship, you have to ensure that you will not incur any danger, any risk, or any injury. Right? Okay. So here is where we will start. When creating a healthy relationship, dealing with safety, you have to ensure that you are refusing any intimidation. Intimidation is not okay in a relationship. It's not okay. Intimidation or manipulation. See, oftentimes people are comfortable and confident in manipulating someone else to get their end result, to get their expected end. That is not healthy. If you have to intimidate someone to get what you ultimately need in the end, that is not healthy. It's just not. If you have to manipulate someone, and think about it, I'm sure you have absolutely been in some relationships where you have felt manipulated, and the results were necessarily for someone else and not necessarily for you. That is not healthy. It's not at all. At all. So refusing intimidation and or manipulation, you want to eliminate that in your relationships. As you are creating a healthy relationship, you want to make sure that whomever you are dealing with, if you are feeling that way that you're being intimidated and or manipulated in order for the intended end, you want to be able to share that in a very clear and concise way to whomever you are building this relationship with. Again, whether it's with a partner in the business, your significant other, manager to employee, and or parent to child, child to parent. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the next one up. Respecting personal space or physical space. When you are creating a healthy relationship, you want to ensure that people respect space. Now, we say space, but oftentimes it means boundaries. You want to respect people's boundaries. That's healthy. You want to absolutely respect people's boundaries because often boundaries means this is as far as I can go. I cannot go beyond that. This is as far as I can go. This is it for me. This is the wall. Until this wall comes down a little bit, it's right here. Okay? Right? Yeah. A part of creating healthy relationships as it relates to being safe and feeling means of protection is respecting boundaries. Now, oftentimes I have found that people don't respect other people's boundaries because it goes back to the number one we said, intimidation and manipulation. Some people are comfortable with intimidating you and manipulating you. Therefore, they don't see your boundaries. Therefore, they don't see that the wall is up. I hope this is helping you. We are here to talk about healthy relationships. You have to set boundaries. Boundaries doesn't mean anything negative or bad or mean. Boundaries says this is far as my let me show y'all an example. I got 2 water bottles here, okay? 2 water bottles. 2. Now, one of them is not even full and one of them is full. But guess what? One is saying this is how far it can go up. And this is just what is already in or taken away. Either way, they're the same bottles. You guys see that? Either way, but it has a cap. It has a cap. It has a cap. There's only so much water that can go in this bottle. Now, we can see some additional space up here, but even to that, if you put more water in there, it's going to overflow. That's how it is with people. Some people can only go so far. So far. And before things start overflowing. And what is the overflow? Aggravation, anger, disgruntled, frustration, attitudinal, negative words, bad attitude. We can go on. You have to respect people's boundaries. You have to respect people's physical space, personal space, as it means creating a healthy environment and a healthy relationship. Okay? So let's respect people's physical space. Let's respect people's personal space. Let's respect people's boundaries as we are creating healthy relationships. And might I add, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea, especially in a business meeting, if you ask your partner, what are your boundaries? What are your boundaries? Do you have any boundaries? So that you can know where you stand. Okay, now let's talk about one of the last things, expressing self nonviolently. Now, we just got finished talking about that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we have to talk about it, y'all. We got to talk about it. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And as far as healthy relationships, we have to be sure that we are properly communicating with one another, expressing ourselves non-violently. You don't have to put your hands on anybody to prove a point. You don't have to scream and be belligerent with anyone to prove a point. We have to listen to hear, not listen to respond. Oftentimes, people are listening to respond, hence, the rebuttals are so aggressive because you were too busy trying to defend yourself versus to understand where the other person is coming from. Now, we get it. You may not agree, and that's okay. But can you have a healthy enough conversation without it being physical? I thought that it was very amazing that we would talk about safety tonight as it relates to creating healthy relationships, knowing that this is the first Tuesday in the month of October, and of course, October being Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Learn how to express yourself non-violently. If you would just find a way to find your center, be calm, find balance and peace within yourself before you communicate with someone, it will not have to go to a violent act. And oftentimes, violence comes because people don't know how to use their words. People don't know how to use them, and people don't want to use them. People don't know how, and then people don't want to. And then that's when violence comes in. There is a way to communicate. Even if you disagree, there is a way to communicate without it being violence. And guess what? Sometimes the violence comes in because we've seen violence or we've been around it. We've attached ourselves to it at some point to thinking that violence is okay. But there is a way to create a healthy relationship in business, significant others, manager to employee relationships, and parent to child. Absolutely. Hands down. So, another word for safety, guys, we have well being, protection, security. Think about your relationships. Are they contributing to your overall well being in a positive way? Is it contributing to you feeling overall protected in a positive way? And do you feel a sense of security? Because if those three are lacking, then you might want to evaluate your relationships. We were all here created to develop healthy relationships. It says that there are many members, but we're one body. So that means that all the members of the one body got to get along in a healthy manner. But we have to ensure that the nerve endings and the arteries and the capillaries and the muscles and the bones and all of these things that make up the body are healthy so that the ligaments can work together, so that the other organs can work hand in hand. My goodness, are y'all getting this? Are y'all getting this? Many members, but one body. As you are creating your business, as we speak, for profit, nonprofit, there are going to be many members a part of your organization. The one body is the name of the organization. How healthy is it? Are you creating that healthy relationship amongst the different individuals that are making up the organization? Because at the end of the day, it is the organization's brand that people are wearing on their backs or on their chest to represent. How healthy are these relationships? Are you currently in a relationship? and there's just some unhealthy areas. Take this time out to wonder and figure out and meditate and evaluate and assess the safety of the relationship. And we talked about at the beginning of tonight's show. If you see something, say something. And if you are absolutely in a non-secure relationship, friendship, significant other, what have you, say something. We want to recognize again that October is Domestic Violence Month. And I couldn't have done this show tonight without making that awareness to you all. Many of you know, many of you don't know. Many of you may have experienced it yourself. Many of you have been a victim of domestic violence. And I want to say thank you, God, so much for bringing you out of that. But there were many of our family members and friends that did not make it out. We want to bring awareness to domestic violence. It doesn't matter. Look, domestic violence doesn't have a gender, doesn't have an age, doesn't have an ethnic group. It doesn't. Domestic violence is no respect of persons, but we want to absolutely bring awareness. And so if you have an organization tonight, we want to extend an offer to you. If you have an organization that caters to domestic violence to help men, women, and children and or families overall, please, please, please send an email. Send an email to InEarthgie at outlook.com. That's InEarthgie at outlook.com. Because we want to bring awareness to your organization. Maybe you're in Arizona. Maybe you're over in Paris, France. Maybe you're in Taiwan. Maybe you are in, Vancouver, Canada. We want to bring awareness to your location. Because here at the InEarthgie Show, we're all about balance. We love to bring balance to an unbalanced lifestyle. What does that mean? By being the awareness care coach, you have to be well overall, mental, physical, spiritual. And many of us don't know how to tap into and how to figure that out. Well, the InEarthgie Show is here to absolutely assist you with that. So we want to bring awareness in your city, your state, your country, so that people can find refuge. Again, here at the InEarthgie Show, we learn about ourselves, we learn about others, and we help others learn about themselves. Maybe it's just merely bringing the awareness, bringing some information. We want to bring you on the InEarthgie Show all October long. If you know anyone who has an organization that focuses on domestic violence and helping men, women, children, and or families all together, please let us know. InEarthgie at outlook.com. We are here to help you. Guys, tonight we're talking about safety. This is definitely not a hyper, if you will, excited subject, because a lot of times we have unhealthy relationships, and a lot of times we're not in a safe zone in these relationships. But we want to bring awareness as to what is not safe. If you are being intimidated, manipulated, if your boundaries are being crossed, if there are expressions of violence, those are things that you want to assess as it relates to your relationships and creating a healthy relationship. It's all about your overall well-being, your protection, your security. Safety is the foundation that creates the ability to connect. Are you connecting with your relationships in a healthy manner? Are you able to be Intimate. And intimate doesn't necessarily always mean sex. Intimacy. Do you understand who I am? Do I understand who you are? That's what intimacy. Do you understand me? Or do you just understand my body parts? See, creating a healthy relationship helps you create a divine intimacy amongst you and the other individual. When you're in a healthy relationship operating in safety, you know that you can be relaxed with one person or many people. And it's mutual. When you're operating in safety while creating a healthy relationship. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We were short and to the point tonight. Again, this is week 2. This is safety. We're talking about safety tonight. 6 steps to creating a healthy relationship. Last week was accountability. Go back and watch that. That was a very, very good first start to the 6-week series of how to create a healthy relationship. This week we talked about safety. Safety, your well-being, your protection, your overall security. You want to make sure that that is absolutely established as you are creating a healthy relationship, whether it's in business, whether it's significant other, whether manager to employee, or whether parent to child or child to parent. Guys, we came to you in peace. We leave you in peace. We love you. We love you. We appreciate you. Enjoy your evening. We'll see you next week.